my name is Michelle Key, and I'm a senior at Chadwick School. And my hope is to become like a marine biologist with like some kind of climate change minor, and like hopefully get into like marine veterinarian stuff. Let's go with like the first question. So, like, what do you specialize in marine biology?
So mine is marine conservation and education. So I do a lot of educational aspects of it, like teaching people about our ocean, species that live in it, the importance of it, why we should take care of it, that kind of stuff.
Ooh, that's really cool. And then, like, what is your favorite part about being a marine biologist?
So my favorite part is getting to teach people about these things. So working in the aquarium industry, many people don't realize how little people have seen the oceans or know about them. So having that opportunity to educate them in the moment and tell them about how exciting the ocean is and everything that it provides for us as humans is a really amazing opportunity that I get to have on a regular basis.
That's really cool. Like, I think definitely like a major factor of me wanting to become like a marine veterinarian was definitely like just going to like a bunch of aquariums when I was younger and just like looking at all the different kinds of like fish and like sea creatures that like I'd never seen before because they're definitely really different than the ones on land. And then, what inspired you to go into the marine field?
What inspired me to do it was when I was a kid, we used to go to the beach all the time. We would do beach trips every year. We lived at the beach for a little while as well. And I just fell in love with it. I knew it was something I wanted to do forever. My parents really helped inspire that as well by taking me to different marine facilities. I went and saw Winter the dolphin, been to SeaWorld parks, been to tons of different aquariums and zoos. I just knew it was something I was going to do from a young age.
I totally relate with that. Like my school is kind of near the beach, so we've gone like whale watching sometimes for field trips, and then we sometimes we go to the beach for just field trips in general, and then definitely a lot of aquariums. Definitely the SeaWorld Park was like another major factor of like I wanted to do this when I'm older, kind of thing, and it definitely has just stuck with me the entire time. So relate to like the continuously of like something you want to do you were like really little and like growing up to actually try to do it.
Yes.
And then like what does your typical day look like you for you on the job, like when you're like at the aquariums and stuff like that?
So this aquarium is very different than the one I worked at previously. My first aquarium was quite small, lovely facility. I absolutely love sea life aquariums. If you ever get the opportunity to visit one of the sites, but this one is almost 6 to 8 times bigger than the one I used to work at. So working at Georgia Aquarium, we see on average on busy days over 15,000 people. So it can be pretty busy, and we run all of my department specifically is our guest services department. So we run all of the presentations, so our dolphin presentation, sea lion presentation, our educational 4D movie, which is currently Octopus by Blue Planet. We help get people in the doors and get them excited about coming to the aquarium. So being a floor supervisor, lead team specialist, essentially I run an entire team. I'll be in one of those sections throughout the whole day, just making sure everything is running smoothly, like things are going as planned, guests are happy, we're having great interactions, that kind of thing.
Well, you sound really busy. Okay, and then the next question is like what are some of like the amazing things you like seen slash like discovered when you're out on your job, like
Ooh, that is a great question. And yes, it is very busy at the aquarium, especially Georgia Aquarium. Some really amazing things. I mean, with Georgia Aquarium, we have whale sharks, manta rays, tiger sharks, hammerheads. We have those really large species on site that get people really excited. The first time I visited as a guest, it was mind blowing. I actually got to swim. They do a snorkel experience in their Ocean Voyager exhibit, which is where the whale sharks and manta rays are. I did the snorkel experience in there, and it was just mind boggling how large these animals are and how beautiful they are as well. So being able to see that every day that I work is pretty awesome. As well as like getting to meet different scientists and marine biologists, because Georgia Aquarium has a really large research and conservation sector of the aquarium. And we have a lot of people from aquariums worldwide or around the US that actually come to our site to do research, whether they're through the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, personal doctorate projects. It could be a little bit of everything. So being able to meet those kinds of people and see those species, it's pretty awesome.
That sounds really cool. Like I don't think I've ever seen like a whale shark in real life. So I want to try visiting now.
Please do.
And then like what are some major accomplishments that you have achieved or you felt like you've achieved?
So I'm pretty young. That's always something that blows people's minds. I'm in my early 20s. I graduated with my associate's degree at 18, and then I did take a gap year right before COVID hit. I did some secondary education, and then I worked as an educator / senior guest experience host at my old aquarium. And with doing that, when COVID happened after quarantine, I was offered a management role. So I was a manager at an AZA accredited aquarium at 20, technically 19 when I got offered the job. And then I went through doing a reaccreditation. I helped do content development. I helped work with high managers and people that were corporate with Sea Life and got to help improve the site. So I was able to grow a lot with working with that aquarium. And being able to do most of that before turning 21 was pretty insane to me. And then now I work at the biggest aquarium in the Western Hemisphere at 21. And it's like, what's next? What am I going to do now?
That's amazing. Like the way you got there is wow.
Yeah.
And then as we're currently living through a climate crisis, what are some major effects of climate change on your specific area of work?
Ooh, so with working with marine biology, marine science, conservation education, it all goes hand in hand with climate change, because if we can't talk about the recycling industry and how we're destroying our planet and greenhouse gases and all of these things, I'm not going to have an ocean to talk about. So it all goes hand in hand. So my hope would be as people come visit these aquarium facilities, they realize how important these animals are. They learn about conservation, they learn about recycling, and they learn about it should be snowing in December on the East Coast. It shouldn't be 72 degrees the week of Christmas, whereas 10 years ago, it would have been snowing. And that right there should help show a lot of people that there's something wrong here. And as humans, we need to fix it.
Oh, definitely. In sixth grade, my science teacher would be talking about how in 50 years, all marine life will only be seen through aquariums if we don't stop and try to fix climate change at this moment, which definitely was one of the major impacts for me when I was younger, was just knowing that fact. And then that kind of just led up to to middle school and high school. And right now I'm doing APR, and so my APR theme is plastic pollution in different marine ecosystems.
That's really cool.
Thank you. And then how have your teamwork skills been challenged in your line of work?
Oh, they get challenged all the time, especially when it comes to guests. So working in the aquarium industry, you have to also agree to work with people. It's not, unless you're an aquarist or an animal caretaker, you have to also agree to work with people and the people that come to visit the facility. Everybody's different. We're all humans. We all have come from different backgrounds. So you have to be able to adapt to all of those different personality types. So working in this industry, it's definitely tested my patience a fair amount, but I've made some really good friends out of it. I've been able to grow as an individual and learn how to work with different backgrounds and different demographics and people because of that, and how I'm able to change my leadership style and how I'm able to work with different teams.
Yeah, I assume working with an aquarium that comes with 15,000 guests per day or something like that. It's just I can see how your patience could be tested a lot.
Yes, because you have a lot of guests that come in. They don't know anything about marine biology and marine science, and you're trying to educate them. But you will have guests that are like, "No, I'm right." I'm like, "No, I work here. I do this for a living. I promise I know what I'm talking about."
Like I'm the one who kind of studied this for like a couple of years. I don't know.
Yeah, not at all. Like, it's fine.
And then like what are some common misconceptions about like marine biology and being a marine biologist?
I get asked all the time if I'm a dolphin trainer. Friends, family, anytime I always say like I work with marine science, anything they're like, oh, so you like work with dolphins? And I'm like, no, I'm not even the biggest fan of dolphins. Cute and all, but they're not my go-to species. Mine are sharks and rays. Love me some jellyfish. Absolutely adore conservation education. I was like, I don't really work with the dolphins. So that's like one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to it. Everyone just assumes you work with big megafauna. So like you work with those cetaceans like whales, dolphins, sharks, and rays, that kind of stuff. And then that it's always fun, that you're just playing with animals all day is one of the bigger misconceptions as well, even though there's hundreds of different little puzzle pieces of marine biology that you can do. I have friends that study marine science in the Navy. They do research with water. I have people that do it in the Coast Guard. I know people that study just algae. Like there's so many different portions of marine biology that it can't just be all clumped under dolphins and sharks.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like I feel like every time when people say like marine biologists, they always think of like SeaWorld parks and like, oh, you work with like the dolphin trainers and like you also work with like sea lions, stuff like that. Like they definitely don't know there's like a million other species in the water that you can just research all your life.
Yes, very much.
And then like how much free time do you get for having such a time consuming job?
So with my current job, it's about 40 to 43 hours a week is what I work. So it's not too insane, but I am still in school. So I do school full time as well as being partnerships with the different marine science communities. So I work with MISS, which is Minorities in Shark Science, and I also work with Women in Ocean Science. If you have not checked those out, I highly recommend it for anybody who's currently in marine biology or aspiring to be in marine biology. It's a great way to make tons of connections with different women in this field because, as many of you know, men take over a lot of the STEM fields. So we're trying to make it more open to people of color as well as women. So with all of that, I have very little free time, but I do love to scuba dive as well. I'm actually going on a scuba trip next weekend. I don't know. I just make time for it, I guess. I take it out of my sleep time.
How do you balance like doing a 40 to 43 hour like per week and then also school? Like how do you do that?
My school is all online currently because of COVID, so which is very, very helpful with my schedule. So it's kind of at my own pace. I get sent all of my assignments and then I just do them throughout the week.
That's really helpful. Yeah. And then like finally, like for last question, what are some of your favorite marine animals?
Okay, I got a lot. My most favorite would probably have to be. I really like sharks and rays, but I also love some jellyfish. My top 5 sharks are the wabagong. If you don't know what that is, highly suggest you look it up. It's so cute. I love them. I also love zebra sharks, tiger sharks are my big top predator shark. Always loved great whites. My mom and I were obsessed with any shark movies. We like to watch them. And then sharks and for rays, I don't know. Probably like a cow nose ray. They're pretty basic, but I love them. They're very cute, very fun to play with. If you ever go to a facility that allows you to feed them, I highly suggest you do it. It's so much fun. And then I just love jellyfish. They're just so weird. There's so little known about them. And the fact that they just kind of swim around and do what they want and somehow survive is mind-boggling to me. So I just love them.
Yeah, like I'm kind of biased because my school's mascot is a dolphin. So dolphins are like one of my top tier like marine animals just because I've been around with them for so long. Because I always find like the videos of like how intellectual they are. Like when they put like mirrors in front of dolphins, they can like recognize themselves and like try to see like other body parts of them that they normally don't see, which I find really cool.
Yes. No, they're an amazing species, just not for me.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me. It was a pleasure talking to you. And we'll end the interview here. Thank you.
Of course.
I have the strangest feeling, don't know what to believe in. Cause every time you touch me, I can't control my